So when I yell at someone, so watch this, I'll make fun of Evan. Evan! No, I'm kidding. I'm not really yelling at you, but it's on the video now. See, that way tonight when you listen to the video, you're like, oh, she was yelling. Okay, that's mine. 1 year, I had a kid named Jace Vanderbeek. I loved him. Had him for 2 years in a row. It drove me crazy. Like, I really liked him, but he made me crazy. But I would tape in that class, and all you ever hear is me going, Jace, Jace, be quiet, Jace. Jace, you want to go to the library? Jace, be quiet. So, like, there you go. Here we go. That was a weird intro to this. Hi, Jace, if you're out there watching. I also have a YouTube video with channel with all of them on there. Someday one of them is going to hit, and I'm going to be super famous, maybe. I started doing this problem because often kids will come back in October and say, Miss T, I had a problem because some of you are going to take the SAT in October, and kids would come in and be like, you said we do well on the SAT because all the math that's on there we've covered in this class, and we never covered this. You didn't teach it. And I said, well, you actually do know how to do this. And they said, no, we don't. And I said, yes, because it's Algebra 2 and geometry making a baby and making a problem. And then once I start saying it's geometry, many of you on here are like getting PTSD. You're like, can't breathe. I can't do geometry. So here's the trick. We're going to be writing an equation, which we've been doing literally this whole week since Friday, right? We're going to be doing this whole y equals mx plus b thing, but we need to know what that hint means. And the hint right here is altitude, right? So here's what I need you to do. You're going to put your pencils down and you're just going to watch me for a minute, because that word altitude is the key to all of this. So I got little triangle ABC up here, and I would like to make an altitude from point A. Anyone brave enough to tell me if they remember what the hell an altitude is? Ever, do you remember?
It's a line from point A to the midpoint of the opposite side.
So close, so close. I'm so impressed that you actually said that. Midpoint gives us the, well, it gives us the median, because midpoint median. What an altitude does, it is the straight, I call it the spit height, like if you stood on something and you spit straight down, that's what an altitude is. When I draw it up here, it will look like my little person, like I tried to do a little person. Everyone all day has been like, it looks like he's peeing. He's not, he's spitting, don't be rude. So here he is, he's spitting. And it goes straight down. And it doesn't always hit at the middle. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But here's what's important. It makes a 90-degree angle right there, which makes it, dun, 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 perpendicular. And that is why we're doing it now, because we just talked yesterday about how to write the equation of perpendicular lines. So here's what we need today. We need a point, and we're going to need a slope. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this slope and we're going to torture it so we can get this slope. Does that make sense? So we're going to take the slope of what we know, this flat side, we're going to torture it like the perpendicular pirates we are to get that guy, and we're good to go. Light work? You got this? Okay, here we go. Problem on your notes. Look what I did. I made notes for you on the back. Can you start by graphing your little triangle for me? You're graphing your little triangle. Jack says graphing his triangle. You're graphing your little triangle. If you don't quite remember it's over 0 up to 6, 6, 1, 2, 3, bless you. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and negative 8, 2. Now, I'm not going to lie. I had a girl in 0 and A period who graphed very particularly. Like, she graphed perfectly. She had a ruler. She did it beautifully. And she didn't use any math to do this. She just got it off the graph. She got her slope off the graph. She got her intercept off the graph. She did the whole thing with the graph. And that is totally fine. I am not that good of a grapher. I am a lazy grapher. So I'm going to show you how to do it with math. But I'd like you to go ahead, if you could, connect your sides. There you go. Label your little triangle. A is going to be right here. B is right here. Bless you. C is right here. And everyone at their desk has a highlight. Could you grab that highlighter, please? And I would like you to do two things. I would like you to highlight, let me move this. Get out of here, you. I don't need you. You're going to be over here. I would like you to highlight that A. I'd like you to highlight him. And I would like you now to draw the altitude from A to BC. And if you're like, Miss T, I don't know if I really know how to do that. Here's where it is. It's going to be from A to BC. And you're going to try to make it. Ooh, that looks crappy. Ooh, that's not bad. Our job is going to be writing the equation of the line that goes from A and rams into BC and is perpendicular to it, right? So here's what we need to write any line. We need two things. One is we need a point, and the second thing is we need a slope. So here's what we do to get the point. We take A, because it says from A. So please write down 0, -2. Now, I had a kid in what first period who was struggling on this, and I gave him this advice. We have now used A. We're not going to need him again up here. So I told him to scribble him out, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use points B and C. But it's easier for my mind not to use the wrong points if I just have 2 to work with. So what I'd like you to do with your neighbors, using either the slope formula, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, or the Mrs. Tarantino way, please get the slope from B to C. You got 2 points, get the slope. You could also just count it. If you graphed it perfectly, you could count up and over if you want. But you can do it my way, or you can do it the official way. Now you can see why I did my way, because I knew we were going to do a ton of these. So I figured I would save you some work. Change, change. Why is that not blue? Change, change. So I am going to get -2, 8. So I'm going to get 8 and -2, or -8 and 2. I'm going to reduce that, so I'm going to get -4/1. Can I see a wiggle of fingers of people who got 4/1? That is awesome. -4/1. But I'm not using it, because I want the perpendicular slope. So I'm going to take that bad boy, and I'm going to torture him 2 times. I had a girl in the first period who did every problem right. She flipped them. She got 1/4, -1/4. Do 2 mean things. Flip him upside down and change his sign. Right? Yes.
You don't have to work for B.
Huh?
You don't have to work for B. You don't have to do anything because you know B.
Yes, but I'm going to walk through the steps on this first. But you're right. It is the y-intercept. Nice. Okay, he is. He's super smart. Okay, so we're in the home stretch now. Write the equation of this line. And maybe you're like Everett and you're going to see a little trick on this one that makes it super easy. But if you don't see that little trick, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and say y equals mx plus b. Y equals 1/4 x plus b. Oh, look at that. Such nice ones to plug in. Love plugging in 2 and 0. That is so awesome. I'm going to put a 2 right here. I'm going to put a 0 right there. Everett saw that is my y-intercept, because look what's going to happen. Those are going to cancel out. 2 equals b. Big reveal, big answer. If you were doing this on the SAT, y equals 1/4 x plus 2. Exactly. Right? Sounded scary. Not scary at all. Not scary at all. Yeah? Are we okay? Ready to step up our game a little bit? Well, not really. You're going to just try it on your own. Here you go. Try it in this next one. Now, I put a graph on there, but many of you are going to see. No, it is not. Love that. Love that. I love that. Because it did look the same. But we're starting from another point. So if you want to graph it, you can. But some of you right now are starting to think, Miss T, do I need to graph it? You kind of don't, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8, 2. But here's what's happening on this one. It's going right here. It is going from B over this way. And that's the line I'm looking for right there. So I start by writing down B, 6, 6, and then I scribble him out because now it's really easy to know what points to use for my helping slope. He's not the real slope. He's the cabin boy that you're going to torture. Don't forget, you got to torture it. Write it any way you want. However you're doing it, just make sure you're doing it correctly. Minus, 8, -4. I'm going to get -4 over 8 or -1 over 2. But the one I'm going to use is 2.
Do you multiply, when you put the x in, you multiply the fraction like, to 1 and 2?
So did you get 2 as your slope that you're going to use?
Yeah.
So I'm going to plug in the 6, 6, so it'll be 12.
Oh, yeah.
Look, this is what I'm using. Y equals 2x plus b. Getting rid of my y. Getting rid of my x. 6 equals 12 plus b. I got -6.
Wait, how'd you do?
So are you cool with how I got -4 over 8?
Yeah.
So that is giving me the slope of this dude right here, but I need that opposite reciprocal. So I'm going to take the 2 over 1 and put it this way. And if it was negative, I make it positive. Good question. How does it look? Okay, last one, best one. And here's what I want. I'm pushing you all the way on the last one. Do you have to graph it? No. But I want the final answer, standard form. Try to go all the way with your neighbors. You're starting at point C. So write down your point C, 8, -2. Get rid of it. Do all the other things. This one's a little bit tricky. Give it a try all the way to standard form. All the way to standard form. Before you go too far, I have put the slope up if you want to check your slope, because no sense doing this whole thing and realizing, shoot, I had the wrong slope the whole way through.
It's just a while. The key. No, you won't.
So we're using -3 over 2.
Yeah, but I thought you switched it.
Okay, wait. So show me this map. No, see, that's what you Okay, right. -6. That's the negative sign.
Oh, so what would it be?
You see what I'm saying? You meant
Yeah, that was my negative sign.
right. So -4 divided by -6 becomes positive.
Oh, so this positive.
Good, and then it turns into negative 3.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? Gotta watch it.
Then it difference is that when you put the negative.
Yeah, okay, so now we're ready. I'm gonna grab a pen. So I'm gonna write nice big, we're gonna write it as I write it. Y equals negative 3 over 2. And then what's up here? So yep, I love it. And then plus here.
Yeah, that's what I was
We're gonna put the 8 in, and we're gonna put the negative 2. Sorry. So there's a couple ways to do this. Lazy way says I cancel the top and bottom. And just go like this. Negative 3 times 4 equals 12. Sorry, hold on. Are you cool with that? That's one way. Not lazy way says this is the official way. That was 2 way. Two times 1 is 2. How many times is 2 going in? Yeah, so you can do it either way. Does that make sense? I like it. Okay, Lance, here's where I'm at. Had a couple people all day. Little trouble with the B. The B is 10. Did you get B is 10? Let me remind you how to do it. Y equals negative 3 over 2, x plus B. I'm going to be plugging in negative 2 for this guy. Be careful here. You all hate this. You do. I get it. I don't like fractions either, so let's cancel them. Let's say to ourselves, hey, 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 8 4 times. Guess what? I'm good to go. Could I have just multiplied across and got negative 24 over 2? That's fine too. But I'm lazy, so I get negative 2, negative 12 plus B. B equals 10. Now, we're not done yet. Y equals negative 3 over 2, x plus 10. Right now, if you haven't done it, put that in standard form. Everyone in this room should be able to put this guy into standard form. I would multiply by 2 first to get rid of the fraction because the fraction scares me. He gets a 2. He gets a 2. He gets a 2. 2y. Cancel that out. Negative 3x plus 20. 3x plus 2y equals 20. That's a challenge. That's what we're doing, okay? So, I am going to be kind tonight and let you not do standard form, but tomorrow we're going to practice with standard form. Is that okay? Everyone's okay with this? There are 6 problems on here. You will get tired after 5, so cross off the last one. The answers are on the back. You are good to go. Goodbye to my friends in Homeland. And if you have your light pink workout, I want to check it out.